For the second leg of the West Coast Swing, we arrive in the Mojave Desert at Rosamond, California, and we are here at the Willow Springs International Raceway, this 2.5-mile road course, the fastest road in the West for the Ridge Wallet Grand Prix. This is the fourth time that we have come to this racetrack. We came here twice in 2021, once last year in the summer. Our winners include Season 2 champion Kanan Biller, Trey Wright, who that his only win to his name. That was in the second race in 2021. And last year, Caleb Rose notched his first and so far only career victory here in the Trinity River Cup Series. Will we see a new winner? Will we see a repeat? We'll have to see what happens here at the end of 20 laps instead of 25. Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Joined alongside Derek Hamill for the call of this race. Derek, you were here at Phoenix 1 week ago for the call, and now we're here on the second leg of the West Coast Swing. A road course as opposed to a mile dogleg racetrack, so obviously the approach is going to be much different today.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously I did great in Phoenix, so get me in a track I know I'm talking about with a road course. I know how road courses work better than ovals, so I think we're going to see some interesting racing here from what I've seen at Willow Springs in the past. I'm not too familiar with it, but we're just going to see what happens.
Yeah, and I did alter the I&I a little bit before getting into this, so definitely it's going to be different than what we've seen in the past. I guess it's sort of fitting that we get the next-gen mod going, and we do have a different sort of setup for this racetrack coming in, so we'll just see how it goes here for these 20 laps today. Let's take a look at the championship standings coming into this one. It is Eric Monaco who leads the way with 205 points towards the championship, the first and so far only driver to hit the 200 mark. He is 14 points ahead of Braden Perez, 18 points ahead of Elijah Gordon, 19 ahead of both Andrew Williams and Brad Stover. He's 20 points ahead of Brock Nelson, 23 ahead of Chase Buck, 26 ahead of Kyle McLeese, and 32 points ahead of both Dale Lightning and Anthony McClure. McClure starting this race from the 7th position, won the last time out of the road course at the Bend in Australia, so we'll have to see how he goes starting from the 7th position. We are just about ready to get this one started, so let's go down trackside. We'll get you a starting lineup, and we will get the show on the road at the fastest road in the West. And so the engines will come to life here at Willow Springs. 40 are going to roll off the pit road. It is Sebastian Kukulon on the pole position. 3-time winner in points races, 2 in non-points races in the Trinity River Cup Series. Never on a road course. He's trying to do it from the pole today. He starts alongside Trey Smith, who has one career road course win to his name at Watkins Glen in 2021. In row number 2, we find Scott Upton, who has never won in the Trinity River Cup Series. Same for Brad Stover in the 99. That is the second row. Row 3, we find Colin Teague, one win to his name at a super speedway in Talladega 1 year ago. Marty Sakala, 2-time winner, both at mile-and-a-half tracks 1 year ago, Las Vegas and Atlanta. Row number 4, we find Max Sterling, rookie for this season. Never won a race before, but he get it done starting from the 8th position. Starting next to him, Ace Garcia in the 52. Actually, Sterling starting in the 7th position. Garcia starting 8th. He has 2 wins to his name, both of them at ovals, Darlington and Twin Ring Motegi. And rounding out the top 10, Anthony McClure, who won the last time out of the road course at the Bend in Tailem Bend, South Australia, starts alongside Alejandro Cruz Jr., who has never won in the Trinity River Cup Series. That is the top 10. I believe we have everybody rolling off the grid here. And Derek, a lot of fine drivers up there at the front. Who do you think is going to go to victory lane at the end of 20 laps?
Now listen, I'm not going with one guy from. I'm going to go with Mr. Willow Springs himself, Caleb Rose.
Starting all the way back in the 34th position. Things could happen, though, with this new package we've got coming in here, so it is definitely going to be an interesting race for sure. Pace car is in. We are ready to go racing at the fastest road in the West. We are green in the Ridge Wallet Grand Prix at Willow Springs. Good entrance into the turn by Sebastian Kukulon. Heading for the Rabbit's Ear, turn 2, Upton all over the backside of the 82. Smith on the inside with a 99. He moves into that third position. Sebastian Kukulon almost goes off in the dirt as they head into turn number 4.
As you mentioned, up during the parade lap, Scott Upton never won a race in Trinity River Cup Series. They have the superior line underneath Kukulon now. They're going to have a run down the hill.
Into turn number 5 at the bottom of the hill. Scott Upton and Sebastian Kukulon side by side for the lead. Heading up the hill at Monroe Ridge, and Upton off the track a little bit. Kukulon pulls ahead. Smith into second. They'll head through the kink at turn 7 and into the wide sweeping turn 8. Side by side for third between Stover and Upton as Kukulon and Smith will come around the top 2. Kukulon looks like he may just end up leading lap number 1.
Kukulon down the pit straight now, going towards the start-finish line. Sebastian Kukulon will lead the first lap of the Ridge Wallet Grand Prix here at Willow Springs, zooming down to turn 1, going towards the Rabbit Ear. That is turn number 2.
And Stover looks like he's going to pull ahead of the 11 of Marty Sakala, as will Ace Garcia, the 52. Now Sakala and Garcia is going to go side by side for the moment. Sebastian Kukulon doing well to pace the field here. The pole sitter led lap 1, and now Upton trying to get down to the inside of Trey Smith once again for that second position. Big dive up the hill by Budweiser Balcony.
Going through the hilltop here. Scott Upton's going to be on the outside lane, going down the hill into the first corner of the downhill section. He's got a superior line to this corner, though. Upton's not going to be able to make anything work on that inside lane right there.
Up through Monroe Ridge and down the back straightaway, heading for the kink at Wings Leg, and then in through the sweeper. Upton all over the backside of that 10. This is the battle for second, raging on. Upton with a big dive in turn 8 and now into turn 9. Heading for that front straightaway. They're singled out through the majority of the front field. Back now, Ace Garcia gets down to the inside of Marty Sakala, coming out of turn number 9. Upton into that second position, Stover into third, Smith back to fourth, Sakala fifth, and side by side behind between Cruz and Teague. That is for the 7th position on the racetrack. It looks like Teague's going to get it. Sterling's going to go after the 3, and McClure on the charge on Jacob Thibodeau, but Thibodeau is going to make that inside work through the Rabbit's Ear.
Roberto Crown Jr., Alejandro Cruz Jr. This is my worst nightmare here. Slightly similar names. My brain's going to get confused with this battle. And there you see Thibodeau on the, I guess that's the outside in this corner of Colin Teague trying to get some traction made. Not going to be able to. Into the inside up towards the hill, on top of the hill near the Budweiser balcony. Zooming towards the downhill section.
Oh, Stover's going for a dive on Scott Upton for second. Marty Sakala side by side with Trey Smith right behind. It's 2 Chevrolets battling for that second position up through Monroe Ridge. But Upton's going to pull back ahead of the 99.
Upton, that 78 machine seems to have some speed. Maybe Scott Upton, maybe they found something with this machine after that heartbreaking loss, I believe, Rockingham.
Was indeed at Rockingham. Now, side by side between Sakala and Garcia, and Sakala, I think, went off in the dirt a little bit. Cruz is going to get by. As in behind, a lot of side by side going on. Your pick, Caleb Rose, still mired back. Looks in the low 20s to high 30s at the current moment. He's 32nd, just crossed the line. As Stover back into that second position around the 78, and Garcia around the 10 of Trey Smith for that 4th position. They are definitely sliding around more on this racetrack than what we have seen in the past. Very, very high air temperatures. This being in the desert, of course. The Mojave is scorching, even at this time of the year. So, it's definitely playing into the kind of racing that we are seeing today. They are slipping and sliding all over this racetrack.
I believe that's Sakala on the to the side of Jacob Thibodeau right there. Like I said, I'm not very familiar with this track's layout. I would call that the outside right now as it threw out this corner.
So Thibodeau gets around the 11 of Sakala. Now Sakala falls into the clutches of Colin Teague. down through turn number 9 onto the main straightaway once again. Side by side up ahead for third between Scott Upton and the 52 of Ace Garcia. Team Ninja Rapids and Team Velocitar going at it. Garcia's going to cross back down to the left. But Upton's going to have the advantage on the right heading into the Rabbit's Ear. Garcia trying to cross back around and not going to be able to. As Stover now has gotten away from the battle for third now, and is now setting his sights on the 82 of Sebastian Kukulon, who's led all the laps so far here at Willow Springs.
Oh man, Stover up the hill by the Budweiser balcony, going towards, I believe we're almost to the second
Here we go. Stover going for the overtake on Kukulon. Up the hill at Monroe Ridge. They're side by side on the back straightaway.
Ooh, man, I almost said a curse word there. I was not expecting this. Here comes Stover on the inside lane. Ooh, I'm so excited about this.
Through the sweeper, Stover shoves the 82 out wide, and Stover into the lead for Polar Star Motorsports. Kukulon off into the dirt. Upton gets into the side. They hold on to it.
Elbows out, Brad Stover. Goodness gracious.
Great balls of fire.
Yes, sir.
Stover takes the lead by just a little over 3/4 of a second. And Ace Garcia is going to blow up in the 52.
Oh, no.
Honda power unit exploding here at Willow Springs. Do you believe it? Running in the fourth position. And Ace Garcia, 2-time winner 1 year ago, looking to get his first road course win today. And Velocitar's awful start to the season continues. And he'll slide down the hill, and he may as well just park it at this point. Not going to make it back around. As
Trey Wright's in the pits.
Trey Wright is in the pits, and, well, I believe I saw some damage on Keegan Thompson as well, the 23. Have to take a look at that at the end of this race. Kukulon there holds off Upton, and side by side behind, Alejandro Cruz is on the charge with Trey Smith, and the 46 will get ahead of that 10. Meanwhile, the 82 and 78, though they're battling, looks like they might close in on that 99 this time around.
Kukulon and Upton, I am all flustered about. Here comes Upton now. They're going to have a run down into turn 1. Superior line going up toward the Rabbit's Ear now. And through it. Ooh, it's going to be a close battle here. Kukulon's got the slight advantage going up towards the Budweiser balcony.
Cruz might have a good shot at closing in on that 78. Got stuck on the left, and that is not the preferred line through the Rabbit's Ear. Now up the hill at 3, heading into 4 by Budweiser balcony. It is Stover that leads the way, but he goes wide, and Kukulon might have a good line coming out of turn 4, heading down the hill into turn number 5. Not going to be close enough to overtake, but of course the tires are wearing into the racetrack, and we are starting to see it's a little harder to pass at this point of the race. We are very, very close to the beginning of the pit cycle. Kukulon's going to have a chance on Stover, I believe, heading through 8 and 9. Thibodeau had a chance on Crown going through those turns 5, 6, and 7. Couldn't quite get it done on the 3 of Roberto Crown Jr.
As you mentioned, pit stops are coming soon. We're coming on to lap 8. The pit cycle will start about maybe lap 10 or 11. That's something to watch for here within the next 4 or 5 laps.
Stover leading the charge, heading off into turn number 1. Polar Star has 2 wins to their name, both of them coming from Marty Sakala 1 year ago in the 84 car, now driven by Brandon Hayes. Brandon Hayes currently resides in the 34th position, so Stover is flying the banner high for Polar Star, but Kukulon's going to go for a dive, heading into turn number 3. The Hershey's Camry up the hill, Budweiser balcony on the outside, throws it in at turn 4.
Nearly contact between Stover and Kukulon. Stover's got this pure line going down the hill, the slight decline down the hill, up towards, I believe, what you were calling Monroe Ridge.
They go through Monroe Ridge now. Stover ahead of Kukulon, and side by side behind between Thibodeau and Crown. heading through Wings leg at 7. It doesn't really look like a turn, but Americans count corners weird on road courses. But that's 7. This is 8. The sweeper. And now this is turn 9. Thibodeau, could he go for another dive on Crown? Not quite. Maybe. Not quite. But Kukulon still all over the backside of Brad Stover as we are now on lap number 9. Jace Garcia still in the pits. Perhaps they are trying to repair that number 52.
I mean, what was Shafi with the Lost Star boys? They're probably working their tails off trying to get that thing repaired.
It sure looked like a catastrophic failure for Ace Garcia, who was running 4th at the time of the failure, and now side by side for a 3rd between Alejandro Cruz Jr. for Monkey Buck Racing and Scott Upton in the 78 for Team Ninja Rapids. And might be an overtake here for Cruz heading down the hill. He's going to have a shot. Still on the inside at turn number 5.
Going through Monroe Ridge now and down the slight little decline. Upton's going to, I believe, have the optimal line through this next little kink. He will, and he clears Cruz.
Holds on to it, coming out of 5 into 6 and now into 8. Upton still ahead of the 46 of Cruz, now through 9. As Stover goes a little wide up front, Kukulon probably could have made a move. Was not able to, or just thought better of it and stayed in behind the 99. Is just trying to stay as close as he can, as we're now 1 lap shy of halfway done here at Willow Springs, and Ace Garcia has officially been marked as out of the race. Horrible luck for Ace Garcia. I believe that is not the first time he has finished last. I believe he did either finish 39th or 40th at the Bend the last time out of the road course, and well, another catastrophic run for Ace Garcia, who was looking to turn around what has been a abysmal start to the season for him, as well as just the entirety of Velocistar.
Something Bend moment. Anywho, ooh, you got Trey Smith. He is falling like a rock in water right now. He was second a couple laps ago.
Yes, he was. And now he slips into the 6th position as Roberto Crone Jr. gets back around. As now we're coming around for halfway, and we are really close to the beginning of pit cycles. We'll have to see if it happens this time with anybody. Oh, Cruz is going to go off. Upton's going to come in.
Upton's pitting.
Scott Upton, the first taker. Marty Sakala is going to come in. And we're 3 wide on the front straightaway after Cruz went wide. He'll lose 4 spots, maybe 5 if T can get there. But now Cruz holding on against Elijah Gordon. I'd go back and see what cars are coming into the pits, but this is good stuff right here.
I didn't even get the chance to say it. The flag poles were crossed here for halfway. But oh man, Alejandro Cruz did a little bit of landscaping work on the side there. That was some interesting times right there. Looks like Thibodeau and Crown will get the biggest advantage from that. Ooh, I thought I seen smoke there going into the grassy area, but looks like I was wrong.
Oh, a couple of teammates beating and banging on each other. Dale Lightning and Andrew Williams, certainly not the first time we've seen that this season. That is back for the 19th position. Dale with the advantage for the time being. But as we come around, it is Stover. Looks like he has, at this point, probably right about a second advantage on Sebastian Kukulon as he comes out of turn number 9 and likely going to come into the pits this time. Yes, he will, as will Kukulon. And I would not be surprised if everybody else came in and joined them.
Ooh, they're side by side right back there.
That was Brock Nelson and Kanan Biller. Oh, Buck's going to chance it and stay out one more lap.
Wow. That's a very interesting there.
And looks like he'll be the only one to do so.
All right, let's get the Larry Mack hat out here once again for the pit cycle. I think you got to go 4 tires and fuel here. Try to make sure you can make it to the end. You see they're putting those Michelin rubbers on. It's going to be very interesting who's going to have the fastest pit stop.
We'll have to see what happens. Stover's
Jack
already
stopped on pillar.
Stover's already finishing up the the right side tires. Kukulon gets going slow.
Contact Troxel, another car.
That was Troxel, and he hits the 24 of McClure. But coming off of the pit road, it was Stover first, and Kukulon is right in the middle of a hornet's nest. Looked like a slow exit for the 82, and now Jacob Thibodeau around the outside.
Kukulon, absolute Trinity River Racing disaster class right there. Sorry to tell you that, Josh, but that was
Oh, it was
a comedy of errors right there from the 82 crew.
Yeah, but Stover got the leg up on everybody. As long as Buck, well, I don't know. He's still out there running very, very slow, and Stover's going to be up to speed. I'm not sure if I like this move by Buck. It's waiting one more lap to come into the pits, but we'll have to wait and see how it works out for him. I don't know. We'll just have to see. He knows, obviously. His crew knows how to strategize. They got up front at Rockingham and won that race, dominated that race, actually, but this is a road course and not a 1 mile oval, so we'll have to see. Yeah, I don't think he's going to get out quick enough. Not even close, and Stover is gone.
I'm not going to say the line yet because I think I said that a couple times during both Phoenix races I commentated last week. And, well, that worked out swimmingly for drivers I said were leading those ones. But Upton, they're having a great run. Look at Jacob Thibodeau as well, a Pacific Handle car running good. This is a sight for sore eyes.
And Upton's going to go off, and Thibodeau into the second position.
Oh, my goodness.
What in the world was that?
Commentators jinx, I believe.
Oh my goodness. But Stover has a 2.6 second advantage for the time being, and 1 lap fresher tires than these drivers do back here, with the lone exception being Sebastian Kukulon. But of course that's only 1 lap, and these guys' tires already had a chance to rubber into the racetrack, and Stover might be taking a little bit longer than Thibodeau, Upton, and Brown, and Gordon, and everyone else who came down with that first group. Stover's gonna get held up by Sear who blows up in car number 7.
Get into the pits, you big dummy! Move out the way!
He makes it into the pits, but Thibodeau, as Crown and Upton going to go side by side.
Oh, wait, is that Chase Buck still in the pits? There was another car in the pits.
That is Dale Lightning actually in the pit area. Car number 5 for the Dracoan Racing Enterprises team. As goodness gracious, a hornet's nest for 5th.
Oh, Upton, that one mistake they made is going to cost them very, very dearly. They are falling back incredibly fast. They're getting passed by Roberto Crown Jr. Got the name right, shockingly.
Wait, you know something? I think Stover might be running a little slow up front. Thibodeau looks like he's closing in a ton. It was 2.6 seconds when they first came out of the pits. Now it's 1.68. As they're still side by side for 3rd, Thibodeau doesn't have to worry about the cars behind him. He can set his sights on Stover as we come around for 6 laps to go at Willow Springs.
Stover does look slow. There might be an issue on that Polar Star machine. Oh man, this is getting interesting.
He's going to get out of the final corner a little squirrely, and Thibodeau had a good exit out of turn number 9. And I believe it's going to be even a smaller gap this go round. Under a second. Goodness, he is hauling. He is hauling the mail right now.
Hauling the mail, carrying bail. And it's another thing that rhymes with mail here. I'm not very good at commentating here. Oh man. You can see that 32 is gaining fast on Brad Stover.
And we'll see just how much Thibodeau could be able to close in. You see, that's the gap in front of Thibodeau. As you see, it continues to shrink as they head up towards Budweiser Balcony up through turn 4. Stover a high entry, and Thibodeau's going to have a shot. Stover clips the dirt coming out of turn number 4, down into turn number 5. Thibodeau is absolutely there.
Ooh, he is inches away from that rear bumper going through Monroe Ridge. There you see the 3rd place car, Roberto Crown Jr., having to deal with Upton and Gordon back there.
Brown stretches away from the 76 and 78. Gordon now to the inside of Upton through 8 and 9. But up front, will Thibodeau have a chance? But PHR already has a road course win this year at the Daytona road course with Braden Perez. Now Jacob Thibodeau looking to steal one late from Stover. Here he goes. He's taking a look down to the inside. As looks like Trey Wright is running into trouble. Big damage on the front of the 95 in the pits. But Thibodeau with a big dive at the Castrol corner, heading for the Rabbit's Ear. Stover tries to throw it back into the inside. They almost make contact. Stover and Thibodeau still going at it. The 99 pulls back ahead for the time being. Are they still side by side heading into 3? Not quite, but was that the last best move maybe that Thibodeau had, or is he going to have another chance?
I think he's got another shot out of here. Oh, he's going to have the superior line. Ooh, he doesn't take it, though. He's going to try.
Oh, he gets into him. Turns him. He puts him off in the dirt. Thibodeau takes the lead, and Stover goes all the way off the racetrack.
Giving him the old boots, doing buggy for the lead. Jacob Thibodeau, are you kidding me, dude?
Oh, my goodness gracious. That may have been the one. Oh, my goodness. I don't want to say anything too soon, because this is Pacific Hamill Racing we're talking about. But Jacob Thibodeau,
we will find a way to screw this up, man.
Knocks Brad Stover out of the lead, and Stover's gonna go from first to, he's side by side with Trey Smith. This is gonna be 9th place, I believe he's gonna be in 9th or 8th. 8th. Heartbreaking for Brad Stover, but a 1.56 second advantage for Jacob Thibodeau now over Elijah Gordon. Elijah Gordon has one career win to his name. That came at Phoenix 1 year ago.
Oh, man, this is bringing so many butterflies right now. And I think Brennan watching this, he's going to be getting the same exact butterflies right now. Gordon's gaining on Thibodeau quite a bit. Ooh, this is going to be good.
Yeah, Thibodeau may well have used up his stuff trying to get around Brad Stover and Elijah Gordon. I thought he'd probably used up his stuff too, battling back there with Roberto Crown Jr. and Scott Upton. And meanwhile, where has Scott Upton gone off to?
Looks like
where has the 78?
Looks like they're taking a nap, it seems.
Oh my gosh!
What in the world happened to Scott
all
Upton?
The way back. Oh my goodness! All the way back into the 15th position, looks like. Perhaps went off the racetrack, trying to get around some cars, got shoved off in the... Oh, Nelson! Oh my God! Brock Nelson! Hard into the wall coming out of turn number 9.
Holy Moses!
Oh my goodness!
Holy sh! Oh, almost said a curse word again.
That was a horrible impact for Brock Nelson. Couldn't even see who he made contact with.
He hit that wall a ton. I've never seen anything like that in my life.
That's the... Well, we'll take a look at the replay once this race comes to an end, and we are 2.5 laps away from the checkered flag flying. It's either going to be Jacob Thibodeau, or it's going to be Elijah Gordon, or could it be somebody else? As Marty Sakala now resides in the 3rd position. Roberto Crown Jr. 4th. Sebastian Kukulon, our pole sitter, sits in the 5th position.
Jacob Thibodeau, that lead has shrunk quite a bit on Elijah Gordon's gained on him, is what I'm trying to say here. As I'm trying to collect myself seeing that incident. Goodness Gordon's having a great run right now. I don't want to say anything considering what happened to a couple other drivers we were talking about.
We will certainly see how these last 2 laps go. It has been a wild race here in the Wild Wild West in the 2nd leg of the West Coast Swing. The fastest road in the West, the Willow Springs International Raceway, the Ridge Wallet Grand Prix. Now, just under 5 miles remain here at this road course. Jacob Thibodeau looked like he got through too well. Gordon got through the turn way high, so he may have lost some time. But Thibodeau's looking really slow going up the hill. He could be testing the 76, though.
I think he is. That's one thing that I know I want each driver is mind games. Gotta play with the old guys behind you. making them think they have a shot.
Oh, Gordon closed in a bunch, though, through 5 that time. Looks like he lost a bunch of ground going through Monroe Ridge, though. And we're coming around for the white flag this time. Thibodeau never won in the Trinity River Cup Series. He's come so close, so many times. Could career win number 1 finally materialize? He started his career for his own team, Thibodeau Motorsports. Now, he's 2.5 miles away from a win with Pacific Hamel Racing.
The 32 started out as the Hamel Racing Enterprise machine. Beverly Creed drove it in our debut season. Now, Jacob Thibodeau trying to get a win on the West Coast. The team, Pacific Hamel Racing, is a joint venture between myself and Brendan Wilmington. We won at Daytona. Could we win on the Pacific Coast now?
Both ends of the United States, 2 road courses. This is the 3rd road course race of the season. It's gone Toyota, Chevy, and it might be going to another Toyota up through Budweiser Balcony. Gordon not closing in a ton. The gap was 1.35 seconds the last time through. It definitely grew. Now down through turn number 5, the last long straightaway. Up through Monroe Ridge and onto the backstretch. Thibodeau a good exit. The same for Elijah Gordon. Through Wings Leg, the kink on the back straightaway, and into turn number 8. The wide sweeping corner one more time. I believe he's gonna make it. Into turn number 9. And the bells will be ringing for Jacob Thibodeau as he comes down out of turn number 9. Thibodeau finally is a winner in the Trinity River Cup Series. He wins the Ridge Wallet Grand Prix at Willow Springs.
Oh, baby! That's another one for PHR. How about that?
It's definitely going to be a controversial one, given what happened between him and Brad Stover, who crosses the line just barely behind Will Parrish in the 9th position. Heartbreaking again for Stover. But Jacob Thibodeau, who comes into this race 17th in the championship standings, who had been on the climb. Stover sits 5th in the standings. I mean, Thibodeau's obviously going to close in. The points leader, Eric Monaco, finished, let's see, he finished, oh gosh, 22nd in this one. And so, yeah, he is definitely going to close in. Thibodeau came in 50 points back of the 25. His teammate, Braden Perez, finishing 29th. Elijah Gordon, though, 3rd in the championship. Looks like he may well take over the championship lead coming out of this one. He came in 18 points back of Eric Monaco. Monaco didn't lead a lap at all. Neither did Elijah Gordon. And that's a 20 position difference, so I do believe Elijah Gordon's going to take over the championship lead heading into Auto Club next week. So he's got to be thrilled with that run regardless of the win or not. But Jacob Thibodeau, now PHR has 2 dubs in the win column after having none 1 year ago. Braden Perez first, and now Jacob Thibodeau etches his name onto the all-time wins list for the Trinity River Network. He comes into his pit stall, but before we take a look at the other results, we need to go back and take a look at all the incidents in this race. It is time for our post-race Carnage Cam. So heading up through turn 3, Keegan Thompson's going to get into the back of Trey Wright, and they're going to go hard into the Mobile 1 turn 4 wall. And goodness sakes, almost sends the 95 up and over. That was the damage we saw on Wright. He apparently got into an incident later on in this race, but that's the damage we saw at first on the 23 and 95. But goodness sakes. And of course, no cautions on the road courses, so they had no choice but to continue on. But let's take a look at the next incident here at Willow Springs.
Here's what I would Trey Wright. He had some sort of tire failure or situation on that 95 KFC machine. Nowhere for that Coca-Cola machine. Guys, Priya McShane, contact between McShane and Wright, and they just go for a bit of a wild ride into that guard railing fence. Hard into the wall goes Trey Wright. Same with Priya McShane. Nowhere for her to go. And then McLeese and Hayes just get into each other, cause each other to spin around. You see heavy damage to McLeese's car, and then Brendan Hayes, he just keeps going backwards right into Trey Wright's hood, and that's a concussion, I believe, with these next-gen cars.
So before we get to the Brock Nelson incident, we missed this one at first, but this is why Scott Upton fell back. Contact with the 3 of Roberto Crown Jr., and the 3 basically dumps Upton out of a top 5 position, and Upton goes all the way back outside the top 10. That's just got to be frustrating for them.
Well, Teague and Brock Nelson there, we see Nelson, the aftermath of Nelson's incident. He goes hard into that guardrail right by the pit road entry. When he gets stuck in the guardrail into the wall too, that might be the hardest hit on NR I've seen on a road course ever. And I've been watching NR for a very long time. They used to see him disappearing back to his pit stall. Colin Teague just cleaned him out. I mean, there's nothing AI could have done there. Like, they were contact, and that's what happens when the pit road's like that.
Yeah, it looked like Teague just got a little loose coming through turn number 9, and that's kind of what caused the contact between those two drivers. But at the end of the day, it was Jacob Thibodeau winning his first career race in the Trinity River Cup Series. Now, let's head back to our live picture, and we will take a look at your finishing results here in the Ridge Wallet Grand Prix at Willow Springs. And here are your finishing results at Willow Springs. Jacob Thibodeau wins this one, no doubt controversial fashion, with a 111.795 mile per hour average race speed. He finishes just under a second ahead of Elijah Gordon. Sebastian Kukulon, the pole sitter, comes back to finish in the 3rd position. He continues his climb up the championship standings. Alejandro Cruz Jr. 4th, Trey Smith 5th, and then Stephen Cologne, Colin Teague, Will Parrish, Brad Stover, and Chase Buck round out the top 10. And going through the rest of your standings here, 33 cars finishing this race. Brock Nelson, Kyle McLeese, Brandon Hayes, Trey Wright, Dale Lightning, Paul Antoine Sierre, and Ace Garcia all falling out of the race for one reason or another. But what a wild race in the wild, wild west. Derek, final thoughts on this race, and please try to keep it clean.
I'll try to keep it PG here. I won't say anything, but man, that's a win for PHR. You know, it seems like a long time coming that we just won at Daytona road course. But this race was the fun race. I'm sure Brad Stover is going to be a little bit angry about that finish, but you know what? Anger is a natural emotion that all humans feel, but so is immense pleasure. And that's what I'm sure Jacob Thibodeau and all the PHR boards have right now.
I'm sure it is. 2 wins in the first 8 races after going 26 1 year ago with no wins. Got to be feeling good about themselves back at the shop for sure. But that's going to do it here at Willow Springs. Congratulations to Jacob Thibodeau. You are officially a winner in the NR2003 Trinity River Cup Series. On behalf of Derek Hamill, thanks everyone for tuning into this race. We will see you next week to round out the West Coast swing at the Auto Club Speedway. And until then, y'all take care, stay safe, and have a good one.